Hello, I'm Obi James and I specialise in transforming leadership and workplace relationships. Today I want to talk very briefly about virtual working and specifically about virtual meetings. I chose this topic because I recently observed a team with the intention to give feedback on the team dynamics. And I noticed that the leader of this team was making the same mistakes a lot of leaders are currently making as they transition from working and having meetings in person to working virtually. So this is what happened. And this leader is happy for me to share this. So she came into the meeting really frazzled. She'd had meetings all day and she was zoomed out anyway, and she was stressed. The pace was different. She came in with a list of items, said hello very quickly to everyone and jumped into, so we're going to cover X, Y, Z, and she just jumped into it. The impact was that the team just looked really not with her on the journey. So she came into the meeting, she was very quick and fast to go through things. There weren't many questions, and actually I'd say 90% of that meeting had her talking and them just listening with very glazed looks. So it made me think of sharing these 3 tips which I shared with her. The first one is be aware of your impact, especially as you go into a meeting as a leader. If you go into a meeting really frazzled, really fast-paced, and not able to connect with the individuals and the humans that you have in the room, it has an impact on the space. It has an impact on the atmosphere in the room. And you need to be aware of that, and you need to be intentional about what impact you want to have. So my tip number 1 for you is think about the how of your meeting, not just the what. How do you want to run these meetings? What's the impact you want to have? Tip number 2, check in with your people. So you come into a meeting, as often as you can, please make sure you start with your meetings, especially these virtual meetings, checking in. Ask a casual, informal question. Ask them what's been the most inspiring part of their week. Connect with the humans before you jump into work. Not only do these check-in questions help you connect, it also helps people to get present. It helps them to think and connect with the people in the room as they reflect on how they would respond to a question. So don't just jump in and start running the meeting. Check in how people are doing and just get a sense for where everyone is. Which leads me to tip number 3. Ask more questions. More and more, it's helpful to just have a diversity of voices in team meetings. If you have the same voice going on and on and on, it can get dreary for others who are listening, and people can start to switch off. So hear from other people, find out what your team members want to get out of these meetings, and start to ask them even before the meetings to think about what they would like to get out of the meetings, because they also most probably have individual needs. It could be that people have questions about where the organization is going. It could be that there's a question about a project. Leave some space for people to speak and also own part of the meeting so that the agenda is not just driven by you as a leader. And ultimately, it gives you a break. So think about how you're running your virtual meetings. Think about whether you should be driving and running those meetings. Think about mixing up who runs or who takes ownership for each team meeting. And most importantly, keep having those meetings. Keep connecting with your team members individually and collectively. I hope you're all well. I hope that you will keep taking care of one another. And if you would like me to help facilitate one of your meetings, or if you would like me to come and observe and give you some tips and ideas on how to re-energize your meetings virtually, you know where to find me. I'm at obi@obijames.com. That's obi@obijames.com. Thank you.